Hey everyone, welcome back to Horror Flick Chicks podcast. We are recapping Only Murders in the Building. I am Angie. I have Sonia. I have Sandra here with me today. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
You.
All right, so here we are. It's season five,
Season 5 finale.
recapping episode 10, the finale.
Season finale.
The house wins.
The house always wins.
The house always wins is the title of this one. And so here we are. Gosh, it's the last episode. I have been
Yeah.
waiting for this day.
And they
And I
tied
don't know
everything in, everything up in a
and
little
now
bow.
yes, they're tying everything up together for us. Very pretty. If you are watching this for the first time, and you missed all our episodes, go back to see what we were predicting all along. And I think some of us will be very happy today. So anyway, just to recap, here we are. This season, there were two murders we had to figure out. One was Nicky, the kind of mobster guy who's like taking like a maitre d' of a casino, owns a casino in the murders, only in the murder in the
Darkonia.
building in the Arconia, and we're just kind of like also wondering who could have murdered him. And then our very favorite door person, fictional door
Yeah.
person. Sorry, Sandra, probably not for you. So I'll say fictional. Fictional door person has also died this season. So we're
Yeah.
also trying to figure out what's going on with him. So we know what the murder weapon might have been. We know um who was around and what was going on with this mysterious finger that nobody knew who it belonged to.
Mhm.
We did figure
That was
out who's
so, oh,
it
gosh,
was
finger.
pretty wild.
They stretched that thing out so that story
Yeah.
so much. I had no idea up until the end who would have
And
been.
they put it together so well at the end, like
And I
how this
swear
happened and how
that,
this happened. Yeah.
yeah, I
Guys,
swear
I
that,
felt like this was really packed with so much information,
yeah,
right?
It
a lot,
was.
a lot.
So in the last one we see that the Nona um from this mob family,
Sophia's mom.
Sophia's mom, which by the way, I always thought that it was Nikki's mom, but
So
got
did
it.
I. I think in one of these
Like I was
episodes
like,
we said
who's
Nikki
treating
was
their
Nikki's
mother like
mom,
this?
but no, it was Sophia's mom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I thought the same.
Sophia, who's played by Tia Leone, the very amazing. It was her mother, the Nona, who got basically caught because of her wheelchair marks in
Yeah.
the apartment. Howard figured that out, put two and two together. So there they are. All of them are trying to like ask her what's going on, and that scene just had made me crack up because in the end, like here we are see with what's his name, the guy from
Howard.
no the
No. Nathan Lane.
Oh,
Nathan
Nathan
Lane,
Lane.
thank you,
Yeah.
is like trying to talk to her with like this broken Duolingo Italian,
Yeah,
and she's like,
Italian.
I speak English anyway. So they're like, okay, whose finger is this? So she basically was like, it was one of my daughter's lovers.
Well, she didn't say that. What she said was that Sophia recognized the finger.
Right. That was
Yeah,
the assumption
she didn't
made.
say it, but she
Right.
did refer to the person knows my daughter very well.
Right. And
Yeah.
they
So,
That's
assumed that
it.
that was it, and she said she was just saying again, like Sophia recognized that finger. Like,
Right. And
so that's what they
that's all she
and
assumed.
really
it was
knew.
the way that they pieced it together though was
I
so
know.
hilarious because it was like it was clear right away. Like, yeah, whose finger could that be?
Yeah.
Oh, I
But I
get it.
knew. I mean, I guess we can say it now. We'll spoiler alert this whole thing.
Oh yeah,
But
for all of our
I mean,
Well, go ahead, go ahead.
last week we did find out that Lester actually killed Nikki. So
Right,
we found that out last week. That was the first reveal. And
right.
we still needed to find
how.
out who killed Lester.
We also needed to find out how because we
And
didn't
how? And Yes,
And
and
yeah,
how it all happened.
No,
Yes.
because the way that it went down was not like very like straightforward. Like Lester didn't really intentionally mean to
yeah.
it was kind of an accident. Like he was basically defending the building. And then we see, there later on in the casino scene, we see him like literally trying to defend the building. He's trying to stand up for everybody, the tenants.
Well, let's go back a little bit because we got to talk about first Mabel and Charles and Oliver. The building is already sold, so that have left, people are packing up. It's like the last day in the Arconia, and they're determined to solve this murder before they leave. And they go back to their murder board and try to figure things out about the finger. Whose finger could it be? Now, Charles mentioned something that I think I brought up before, that somebody could be pretending to miss a finger, that they're not missing a finger. Camilla wears gloves all the time. Maybe
Yeah,
she's
we talked about
hiding
that.
some kind of prosthetic or something under there. Um, he did mention also that Bash wears like an aura ring, so that could be hiding like a stitch of a
Yeah.
stitched finger, which I didn't think about.
Yeah, me either.
And they said, Jay was still missing a finger, so we just assume it wasn't that one because of the way it pointed, but he could be like, an
He could just
anomaly.
have a weird shaped finger.
Yeah, so it still could
Yeah.
be him.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
have to, they're still their main suspects. So they ask for them to come to the Arconia, to the casino, and it's like on the last confrontation. I thought it was funny that they brought Sophia's boys in as like backup,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they were, as we've seen throughout the whole season, they're like no help. Um,
They think that they were
But
born
they're tough
Jesus
looking,
or
so they just brought them in to look tough.
like to look like for the muscle, like
Yeah.
muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny. So they basically from there it starts, right? They start talking about um asking about the finger and um so they try to check. They go to Camilla's, or Charles goes to Camilla's hands and picks up her fingers with the gloves on, and he's shaking them, and she's like, "Ow!" Like, "Ow!" Right. So I was like, "Oh, not her,"
Right.
because goes to Bash to try and.
He's like,
Oh,
pull
oh
my
no!
finger.
Bash
Oh no!
took
He
off
took
his
it off
weird
and said,
ring and
"I,"
and said,
and shows him. It's like, no, it's not. And then they look at Jay, and then Jay takes the bandage off, and he's like, "No, I'm not missing a finger." So, and it's like it was just like it was supposed to be like a distraction. Like we wanted you to think it was it. Like
he wanted them to think it was it so they can give it back to him.
back to him. So because that would give him power for for
Right.
the casino that they were all trying to bid on.
And at
So
this time, while they're like all trying to figure out whose finger is missing, Mabel gets a text from Howard, who's upstairs, who's managing who's coming down into the casino area while they're
Yeah.
he's
taking
like the
while they're
guard, the guy
yeah.
behind the sweater.
So it seemed like she put two and two together because the text message said, it's beautiful. Someone's coming down. It's beautiful. And then it was corrected to it's Beau Tillman, which is the mayor.
Well,
Oh,
that's what she said. She said he was already down there, and she said, I know who killed Lester."
right.
And she read the text. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And if you're typing it quickly, it's
Yeah, it was
beautiful. Like, if you could
autocorrect.
have meant to write it's Beau Tillman,
The auto spell.
like right.
The auto spell
Um,
kept doing
Yeah.
it's beautiful. So she put two and two together and
yes.
realized.
And she
Yeah.
remember that was the last text that
Lester sent
Lester sent.
to his
So
wife.
she took the cleaver that was in her hand that she was kind of like, messing around with, trying to intimidate, and literally
Yeah, waxed it.
wax the mayor's finger, which was really
No,
not his finger.
right.
It
Right.
was there was
It was a fake.
it was a fake finger.
How was it attached? I didn't understand that.
I don't know either.
It
Honestly,
looked like he was it
that
looked like
seems
he
a
was
little
on the
silly.
table like this, just with his hand like this when the finger came off.
It also seems really silly. Like, how are you like Is it prosthetic? Is it really actually
I
moving?
felt like it was like a
Moving?
magnetic, and it was like thick, and it with
Oh,
a
Right.
little
maybe. And
magnet.
she cut it good because she could have easily nicked him too. That wasn't like
Yeah,
a
another part.
little.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
wasn't close, and that wasn't a little like knife. She like,
I know, she really whacked him.
yeah.
yeah.
So the mayor is like, yes, it was me. I did it. He had to admit because he's now caught red-handed, right? Like he literally is like, okay, how do I explain that I have a missing finger? So he was like, well, this was the arrangement. So we I think all three of us had already said the mayor is
He was
suspicious. There is something
suspicious.
going on. He must be working with the billionaires
But from the beginning,
from the
Yeah.
beginning. We've been thinking that.
Yep.
But this show is so good that they throw in people that characters that you just don't really know about. So
Yeah.
this whole time we kind of we really did think it was him. There was something going on with him.
Mhm.
But it's so well written that like there was so many
Yeah.
other
And he wasn't in the last couple episodes.
scenes.
You know
Yeah.
how they do that?
And
he
they
was
try to
To
just
kind
make
of
you
throw you
forget.
off.
They make you
And they
forget.
threw in other people. They put the Nona there. Nona had nothing to do with anything. I mean, she stole the finger, but otherwise, she didn't do anything, you know. They
he
put
kept
her,
popping up.
the
Yeah.
other people kept popping up. And that was pretty clever too. He wasn't in our
From
face
that
all the time.
from that first episode when he did that speech in the building, I had him on the suspect list.
Yeah, yeah, we did.
Not necessarily thinking that,
No,
yeah, but it's just like that felt like a random thing that's happening. They're doing
I
this.
think that we did say exactly that.
Oh,
That
we
he
did.
may not have been a murderer, but he has something to do
Thing
with it,
to
or
do
he
with it,
knows
right?
something. Yeah, I
But
think that's exactly what we said.
now seeing what happened in this episode, he was there and he was doing the speech at Lester's funeral, so he did kind of know him because he
Yeah,
made it seem or nobody thought that he
that's
knew
true.
him.
Yeah,
Should we talk about the flashback episode flashback
yeah.
of
How
Well, yeah, we
everything
gotta
went.
we gotta talk about how everything was put together because
Yeah,
now
so now the
Mayor
mayor
Tillman is like saying things that happened and
he's
they
giving
know
us a
that
scoop.
he was there the night that
yeah.
this all went down. So he knows what happened. And obviously the millionaires do too, but
Right.
So one day as he walks in on this casino that he's part of, he's like, in on this with the billionaires
well the
helping them
billionaires
out.
he said the billionaires and him basically work together when they need something in the city permits or whatever. Like
Oh,
he's just a crooked politician and
yeah.
they're in his pocket. Oh, he's in their pocket or
There's
whatever.
no
However you say
surprise there.
I
Um,
know.
it.
Anyway, so then they're working together. So he's telling the stories of how he was working with them. And in one of those flashbacks that he was explaining, Nikki was there. Nikki was sitting at the table as the mayor walks in. Nikki is just realizing
Wait, yeah, we
that
said yeah, what I was gonna say first is when that whole talk with Nona and they were thinking that the finger belonged to one of Sophia's lovers, this flashback shows us Nikki. Go ahead.
Nikki is having an affair
No,
with
No,
no, Bo is
Sophia,
having an
Sophia.
affair with Sophia.
Sophia, sorry. Well, Nikki's always having an affair, which was part of Sophia's point. Anyway, so Sophia is having an affair with the mayor. And eventually, as this moment is happening in the casino, Nikki is realizing that it's the
He
mayor
finds
and
out.
it's this
He gets
guy that's
pictures.
walking in that's like, anyway. So, during that like scene we see that, like he's like, "Hey, get up, make him a drink," like and
Yeah.
everybody's kind of like at the beck and call of these billionaires, right? So like, he's like, "Get up," and he's like, I'm not
A
a
bartender.
bartender or whatever. And you could tell he's fuming, like he's of course
Yeah.
upset. He knows that he's had an affair with his wife. So he takes a cleaver and he's like, "Oh, really? It only lifts one finger or only look, there's finger there. Um, I should only lift it. It should only take me lifting a finger to get you this drink. I'll give you a finger, your own, right? So he like slams it down, and there goes the mayor's finger. So here's the mayor, like in this casino, like trying to like figure out his life, I think. It's like all flashing before him. And now we see that Nikki's the one that chopped off the
Chopped the
mayor's
finger.
finger. That's his finger. That's been his finger the whole time.
Yep.
You could see in that scene, here comes Lester. Lester's trying to save the building, and he's like defending it against Nikki. And, I think unintentionally, again, like we said earlier, he didn't mean to like really hurt him, but he was like, I'm trying to save these people and I'm trying to do these things. So poor Lester gets himself into sort of a bind because at
Well, I
some
was,
point he
yeah, we see that he hits him at that point with the elevator crank, the one that um
Yeah.
Randall picked up
Mm-hmm.
in
he hits him with the
apartment.
crank, and he's clearly like, I mean, he's still alive after he hits him with the
Right.
crank. So the crank was a part of this whole like scene, but it wasn't the cause of his death. So actually, we see the reason why was because at some point the cleaver ends up, everybody's scuffling around. The cleaver ends up in Lester's hands, and he's just like holding it like this. And at some point, Nikki basically fumbles into the cleaver. It kills him.
Yeah.
Lester's on the floor as well. They all get up. They pull Nikki over. He's dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
So
when once one uh, just go back just a couple of minutes. Um, After Lester hits him with the crank, he starts telling him, I'm not gonna let you hurt this building or take this building away. Like this is my like this is I love this building. It's my family. I'm gonna protect it. And he had his ledger, and he said, I've been writing everything down, and I could take this to the cops and bring everybody down. And Nikki was so out of it and stuff because he was like, on drugs and he was like, mad about the affair thing that he said, this is what I think about your evidence. And he ripped a page out of the ledger and stuffed it in his mouth. Now remember when they were doing their autopsy in Charles's kitchen, Mabel pulled out a piece of the ledger from his throat.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where that
I
came
still can't
from.
believe they did that autopsy in that apartment, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's how they found that. Or that's how that got in there.
Yeah.
Um, and then right, and then after that, like their confrontation, it seems like he's like going down and he like jumps on Lester and like Angie said, he was holding the hatchet and or the cleaver and Nikki in the tussle, it got
Yeah.
he got impaled in the chest
Yeah.
and he died and he died there in the casino in front of
Yeah.
the mayor, in front of the millionaires, in front of Lester.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So after all that, the millionaires and the mayor start kind of, what are we gonna do now? And arguing and doing that stuff. Meanwhile, Lester grabs the finger and runs out.
Yeah.
And the mayor flips out. Where's my finger? I need to find that finger. That's incriminating. He goes upstairs and he confronts Lester, and Lester's going on saying the same things. I'm not gonna let you do this to this building. These are my friends. And he says, no, they're not your friends. You work for them, and which I take offense to because they do become like family. Anyway, um,
Yeah.
doormen are the lifeblood
Yeah,
of the
absolutely.
city.
So we see
Uh,
that, then the mayor's kind of like, I basically he couldn't find his he was like looking all over the place, from Lester's, like wherever Lester was walking around, trying to see where he might have been hiding his finger. He eventually leaves. I don't know where does one go without their finger in that condition?
To the
I don't
hospital?
know.
um, you gotta keep looking for the finger, and then I don't know. But before Lester runs out of the lobby, he goes in his drawer and takes that little bird whistle. Lester's super
Yeah.
smart
Yeah.
because he said,
Yeah.
because he tells him in the lobby too, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Kill me? You're gonna have to kill me. And what are you gonna do? Do it here, yeah, in this lobby with all these cameras. So you'll be on camera. And Bo says, well, Bash
Yeah.
owns this camera company, so anything that gets recorded here, I can have removed. So Lester goes and grabs his bird whistle and runs out to the fountain,
Courtyard. Yeah.
the courtyard, and he's getting chased after, and they're still like arguing. Where's the finger? Like, I don't have it anymore. And they basically tussle, and he falls into the fountain and hits his head on the fountain, and like passes out, and the mayor leaves. But then Lester is still conscious enough to get one bird whistle out, which turns on the um
Camera.
the bird camera that they have
Yeah.
in the courtyard.
Can I ask you
That's how they get
something?
that recording.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? Because I was confused about, so then we see Randall come out, the
Yeah,
younger
the new doorman.
man comes out because, I guess he heard it. Did he hear it? What was it? There was some sort of connection. But anyway, he comes out, sees the elevator crank, picks that up with a thing, but he looks to his left and obviously sees Lester. Why didn't he go to him?
I don't think he saw
Well,
Lester.
You don't think he saw Lester?
he did see Lester. He did see
It didn't
Lester.
look like that
But
from there.
remember last week, Lester 2.0, the robot, showed the video of
Yeah,
Lester talking to Randall and telling him what happened, and he had the crank with him. He
Oh,
saw it,
right,
and
right.
he told him to take the
yeah, that's
the
true.
shrimp up to Oliver's apartment. Obviously, he didn't know there was a finger in it, but he
Right.
told him to take it up there. He
Like
had
they'll
the
know what to
crank,
do.
and he'll know what to do. He said something like, you know, he said something to Randall. Now I'm drawing a blank, but I think it was something in the sense of your help, like he's helping, he's trying to save things, and whatever people tell you, blah blah blah, something like that. And he ran off. So
Yeah.
Randall knew something was going on, but he didn't know what it was. When he went outside, I don't know the reasoning why he actually went outside to the courtyard,
I don't
but
know
when
why
he
he went
went and he
outside.
saw the crank, he
And
picked it up right away because he knew it had something to do. It had something to do with what Lester did, and he wanted to kind of protect
To
him.
protect him, yeah.
So that's why he did. That's why I think
so
he did that. And that's why he didn't go up to him. So I think that's
yeah,
why.
but still, it feels
No,
so
I get it. I agree. I agree
right.
with that.
That part,
Um,
that part left me a little
but
unsettled.
I think it's more because he knew something was going on and he was trying to just um protect Lester in a way,
Yeah.
you know? So I think that's he was just trying to make sure that the crank was hidden.
So very quickly, let's go over so at some point, almost everybody is in the casino, and we see Thea, who's helping out and like literally was like, I can get down. Howard's like, how are we gonna get down there? Like they've got all
Well,
these.
yeah, yeah. The mayor's
So
doing a press conference in the
They go
podium
back.
again.
They
It's going to be
they
demolished.
they chain up uh,
The trio.
Charles and Oliver in that space in the casino that nobody knows, and Mayor Tillman's like, well, when this building gets demolished, you'll be demolished with it. So you like I
That was his plan.
that was his plan.
That was his plan. He had a press conference upstairs. He was doing that with reporters, everything. He had those crooked cops from the dry cleaner there. So they were
Yeah.
guarding the door. Howard knew what was up. He knew something was going down. He's trying to contact them. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the funny thing that I saw when Howard was trying to, he had like a group text with the three of them, and on the
It
text
said
chat
it
it
said
said
Jack,
Jack, Janet, and
Janet, and
Chrissy.
Chrissy.
I was like, oh,
Three's
stop,
company,
stop.
guys.
Who's
And
Chrissy? I think Oliver is Chrissy.
No,
right.
I have a feeling. Really, you think it's Oliver? I think it's Charlie because he's the blonde. He's gray, but
Um,
I would think that would be him. But
I
that's
thought that
really
was so
funny.
funny.
I
But they
thought I
did.
saw I caught that.
Okay.
Of course you did. Of course we did.
But yeah, so
We're
that
old enough to
happened.
get
He's
that
trying to
reference.
figure out what's his name. Miller, the garbage guy,
Yeah.
comes out. He finds the crushed phones. He
Isn't
finds
this
the crushed phones that
yeah.
fell down the incinerator chute. And he said, this belongs to them. Howard's like, okay, we have to get downstairs. And Fee comes out. Of course, she's like the life of the party, and she
Party.
can like stop the whole room. She's like, I can fix this. I can fix this. She starts what's the lesser robot starts playing the music, and everyone of course knows Fee and wants to be in the Fee business. And the reporters turn around taking pictures. She's like, okay, I'm doing a last minute concert downstairs. Let's go in the secret casino.
In the
Let's
secret
go.
casino that nobody knows about. And we're gonna
And
go
that's how
down
she got
there.
them down there. I thought that was brilliant. I didn't know how they were gonna figure out how to get down there, and I forgot about Thee in that
Yeah.
moment because I'm all this
Sorry,
other
Thee,
stuff
you
is
were on the
happening.
sus list for a while, but you came
Yeah,
through.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She saved the day, and she got them downstairs, and they as they went downstairs from the other room, you see the three of them escape. They come out,
Yeah, they were able to
and
get out the chains.
they point to Mayor Tillman and say he's a killer. They have a
He done
recording.
it.
They have him on tape and everything. He tries to run off. He gets attacked by birds. I mean, all the shit that's happening is like crazy,
Yeah.
crazy, crazy work. Crazy work. Good stuff though. And yeah, it was a good everything was tied back
Together.
together.
Yeah.
We also at the end, of course, he gets caught. He's taken away to jail, and so is Bash and Camilla,
Yeah.
right? And
So the Arconia is saved.
Arconia is saved. Arconia is saved. And right at the end, the trio is listening to another syndicating production podcast, and they're listening to it, and we see a girl running with curly hair, and it looks like she's hurt, and she actually falls in front of the Arconia, and a lot of people crowd around. Howard is saying, "We this girl, she legitimately went directly to the Arconia to lay down,
Yeah.
like specifically,
That whole scene was played while the recording was playing, and it was describing the whole thing.
whole
A
thing."
woman with curly red hair running like she's trying to escape, but it was actually happening, and it was in New York. But the podcast was being told that it was happening in London or happened in London.
Yeah, that it happened. Something happened in London. Yeah, so this person is in New York. Now she's dead in front of the Arconia. And how fitting is this? Because today it was announced that there is a season 6 coming, and
Yes.
it will be in
Yay.
London. So I think that the trio are
Wow!
going to London to figure out this murder. And we also find out at the end of this episode that
The
the
dead woman.
woman that was found dead is Cinda Canning. So this is gonna be. I totally didn't see this
Yeah.
coming.
So
This
only
is
in
gonna
the
be very
murder.
exciting.
The next season will be only in the only murders in the building plus.
I don't
Well,
know how they're gonna
technically
work
it
it.
happened in the building because she was touching the gate.
Oh,
Right. So it's gonna be I'm thinking it's gonna start in the Arconia, and then they're gonna make
Yeah.
their way to
yeah.
London to
Yeah.
kind of fill in the cracks and the clues.
Makes sense.
So
This is going to
that's
be
my thought.
fantastic because
But
you know they're going to pull in like some Brit humor, and it's just going to be an
and
amazing
British actors too. Who knows?
crossover. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. So, only murders in the building season 5. This was the finale. I loved it. There was not enough time in our podcast today to even talk about everything, honestly. So anyway, I'm here, Angie, Sonia, Sandra, the Cuckoo Chicks, aka Horror Flick Chicks.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Horror Flick Chicks. Follow us on our socials. And thanks for joining us. Watch all our recaps and join us back here for season 6. We'll let
Yes,
you
that
know when
one's
that
gonna
comes
be
out.
Until
Thanks, guys.
then,
peace,
peace,
love,
love,
and
and
Love and
horror.
horror. Bye.
That's the end.